Hi, my name is Griff Hamlin from Blues Guitar Unleashed, and welcome and happy holidays. Today I want to do a little holiday lesson for you. This is a solo guitar arrangement of Silver Bells. I just kind of put this together and thought it would be nice to share it with you for the holiday season. So you just heard it, so let's just jump right in and go for it, and I'll show you kind of what I was thinking. Now I did this in the key of G, excuse me, and the primary chords are G, a G7, and G, you're never going to play the whole thing. Since this is done finger style, by and large, I'm never going to finger an entire chord. So you'll really want to take advantage of, trying to just pluck the notes that you need, which means that your left hand only has to push down on the notes that you need. So in this case, we're going to start with the melody, which starts on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, the G to the open E. You could do the E on the 5th fret of the 2nd string if you prefer. And then I'm going to grab what's technically a G chord, but with my thumb I'm going to hit the low G bass note on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. And I'm going to hit the D 3rd fret on the 2nd string, probably with my middle finger. Then the open B with either my middle finger again or my index finger on my right hand. This is one of those times when the right hand is actually going to be pretty handy. You're going to have to pay attention to it a little more than just with a pick. So I have so far. Let's strike my bass note again while I grab that top melody note again. Same G, E. Now when I go to the D, I'm going to use my pinky for that third fret on the 2nd string D. I'm going to use my 3rd finger to grab the F on the 4th string at the 3rd fret there, and I'm going to pluck all three strings at once, and then the open B, and then I'm going to kind of mute it all out because I'm really going to shift to the 7th fret on the 1st string, the B, and the A on the 5th fret. Then I'm going to basically bar a C chord, but I'm only going to play the 5th fret or the 5th string and the 1st string. So I've just got to get those 2 notes on the 3rd fret. And then my pinky to get the E on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. Now I'm just going to walk my bass note down to the 2nd fret. And then, since I've already got my pinky there on that E, I'm going to go to an A minor 7. So what I'm doing here is my middle finger is playing the 5th fret on the 6th string. That's the low A. And then my 3rd finger is kind of barring on that same 5th fret across the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. The 5th string kind of gets muted out naturally. Now my next melody note is actually on the top string, same 5th fret. So if you can, hold the chord and grab the melody note, and then the G, the 3rd fret, and then I'm just going to go to an open D7. So on this one, I'm either going to roll it with my thumb, index, middle, ring. I'm going to do a little roll. I do that a lot. Or pluck them all at once. Now if you're the kind of person that likes to kind of anchor your pinky to the guitar, that's okay, you can do that. I don't. I have that classical background, so I don't do that, but you certainly can. It won't hurt to do that. Sometimes I do that with more country style stuff. Okay, so there's my D7. Now I need the D melody note here at the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, the D flat or C sharp, and then I'm only going to play, because I need the C in the melody, I'm only going to play those 3 strings of the D7. Back to the D, just a little bass note, my melody note on that C again. Now I'm going to grab the G bass note and grab the G bass and that C and then let go. So that gives me the there's the melody, and when I put the chords around it, So notice how I don't strike that bass note by itself very loud. Sorry about that. So I hit that quietly. It's just kind of filling up space. Same with that extra G down there. So I have quiet D, quiet G, and walk down bass. So what I'm doing is I'm walking down from the 5, the D on the 5th fret of the 5th string, C. When I get to the B, my melody's got to kick in, so I'm going to play 2 notes at once. So I've got my low B bass note, I've got my G on the top, my open E, and then I'm basically back to the top. So I've got my low G, my D, B. Again, I hit both at once. My G7. And mute it all out. Notice that I just kind of lay my thumb down. 7, 5, the B and the A. Back to my C bar. Back to A minor 7. Back to my D7. Everything's the same here. But then here, I do a little double stop for the high A. So I've got the A and a C below it on the 5th fret. And then instead of going to an open G, I really want to make this double stop harmonize. So I want this to go from here to here. It's a really nice sound. So in order to do that, I have to do a bar. So I've got my first finger pushing on the low G bass note and the high G melody note at the same time. And my middle finger is playing that 4th fret there on the 3rd string. And then all I do is basically fill in the bar chord. Again, lightly some of those bass notes just to keep the motion going. And then I'm going to walk down. So basically now I've got the first half of the tune done. So let me kind of walk through it. I'm going to count it and go slowly. This song's in 3/4, so I'm going to count 1 and 2 and 3 and as I go. I'll play it slowly. I'll try not to make any mistakes. It's a little bit tricky when I try to play it slowly and demonstrate everything just so. So bear with me, but let's give it a shot. Here we go. Oh, 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 1, 2 and 3 and 1 and 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 2, 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now we're going to be right back to the G. So I'm just striking the low G and the open B at the same time. That's all I need. Then I'm going to grab the C. Notice that my 3rd finger holds that G. So I have 1 and 2, 3. And I strike that G, low G again in the bass on beat 3 again, just to keep a little bit of momentum going. I'm not going to hit it loud. I don't want to have, I don't want to, prang it. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, in this tune, there's usually when I hear it, there's like a little bit of call and response. So I'm going to just take the melody down an octave. And that's where that comes from. So I have low G, B, C, D, low G again. Then I'm going to have B, C, D, and and G. Down here, second, third, open, and third. So I'm going to move up to a C. This is a little bit awkward because I need that F sharp. So notice that I'm going to hold that C note. I want that bass note to carry. Notice anytime I can, I let things ring out as much as humanly possible. So again, I've got my low C with E, F sharp, and G in the top, open second and third. Low C, then the F sharp, E, F sharp, open G, and low C. Okay, so E on the second fret, F sharp on the fourth fret, open, third string. Now we go back to the D7. Now notice that I'm going to be grabbing these little double stops with my first and second fingers of my right hand. So I got the second fret on the first and third string. Now I've got my third fret G, fourth fret B, and then up one more to the 2 5s, open D to keep the motion going, G and F sharp on the top string, third and second fret. Then I'm back to the G. Now if you want, you could go if you kind of ended it with your pinky on that high G, then you could hold it while you get the next melody note, which is the D on the second string. It's probably fine either way, but I have this tendency to do this and then I'm out of fingers. So yeah, if you do the pinky up there, you got to do the middle finger down below. And I'm used to doing my third finger, so that gets a little bit tricky. But here's the D7. So the G on top, the D. I hit the open G just to keep the motion going. Walk down again. Fifth, third, second fret on the fifth string. And basically I repeat now, G. I'd probably end it with a nice, brush like that. The way I keep that A string from ringing out, I don't really have to do anything. My middle finger kind of takes care of it. So that's basically the entire tune. Now, usually when you hear that tune, of course, things repeat, and you could play any section of that over and over and over again as many times as made sense to do so. If you were so inclined, you could just play the melody. If you were going to play this with somebody, that somebody could sort of strum it, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and just strum the beats like that. And then one person could play the melody, just the high notes. And that's just one example of a way you could make this spread across two people. Now I've kept this arrangement, I'll say sparse. It's really just, for the most part, a bass note and a melody note. You could fill it out. The reason I've put the chords in here, if there are any other notes from the chords that you can reach and you want to stick a little bit more in there and that feels comfortable to you, by all means do it. I definitely encourage that. So let me play it for you one more time. And have a Merry Christmas and a wonderful, happy, healthy, prosperous New Year. And I will see you soon.